Right now, we're at 157.2 overs in 2 days. You're getting less than 80 overs per day in reality. So you break that down. Even if you get 80 overs a day, you're suddenly looking at 240 overs. We have to try and get till, if not beyond, a big first innings score. Still leave yourself time to get 10 more South African wickets, which may or may not be easy depending on how this pitch plays. What are the possibilities of this test?
Well, there are. Let's try and work out some kind of a scenario, and I'm looking from India's point of view. What are they thinking? What is the talk going on in the dressing room? Apart from let's focus on what is to be done and session one, all that is fine. But what are the scenarios which we can chalk out for India from where they can think of winning? First is to get to a score of maybe 600. Depends how India bats. So if you have a lead of 100, 110, I'm just giving a different kind of a flavor to the scenario altogether, Ronak. So that's one way of achieving a result here for India. But for that to happen, India has to bat close to 2 days. And as you rightly said, with say about 80 plus 80, 150, 160 overs they will get. So that means that you have to maintain a healthy strike rate to achieve that. Otherwise, it seems very difficult. The other thing is that get close to South Africa's first innings score, maybe 30, 40 runs short. Try and bowl out South Africa as soon as possible, and try and get those runs in the fourth innings.
Yeah, I guess the questions there are, firstly, how often can this or does this happen? And I can tell you that only 3 times out of 129 test matches have India won after conceding more than 450 in the first innings, and those 3 instances just bottom of screen for you. It's happened in the last 25 years, but it is not something that happens often. And the other way of, I guess, the other question would be is, can this be a 2 innings shootout at the end where things will happen quickly? Or if India do not get a pressing first innings advantage, South Africa will be comfortable to, if not win this test, then certainly bat 4 sessions if need be to draw a test and therefore win the series. You see this pitch supporting that kind of play?
I feel that South Africa is in such a strong position right now. They would love to enforce a win here. On the other hand, if the wicket gets to turn on the 4th and the 5th day, then there is a possibility of having a shootout in the 4th innings. But I think for that to happen, it all depends on the surface, Ronak. At this stage, the way the wicket has behaved, if it goes on to play in a similar manner tomorrow, I don't see that working out well for India. So I think strong possibility for India at this stage. I think the best possibility for India is to get to as close as possible to South Africa's massive first innings score.
Now let's take all those thoughts like Saba would be having from the Indian camp, transfer it from the South African perspective. It's a nice place to be in, I imagine, Vernon, where you know how much your opposition needs to make the pace of play of this game. In which case, if India are going to try and play at 4-5 and over, if they need a Jaiswal or a Rishabh Pant to play that sort of attacking innings, therein lies perhaps South Africa to just play the waiting game and perhaps have a say?
Absolutely. I think they've afforded themselves the luxury of, betting themselves into a real dominant position. And of course, I think, by having that, the opposition have to make all the play. And I think also with that, there will be an element of risk being taken. And I think, South Africa will grab that opportunity because you feel the surface, almost cries out for guys to get in and bat at about three, just over 3 to the over. I think the only reason South Africa got to their 3 and a bit to the over was that injection of Marco Jansen, with that innings where he really, basically took the spinners to the cleaners. But I don't foresee this being that kind of surface. Yes, I think with the new ball there might be scoring opportunity, but as the ball gets older and softer, I think we're going to see a similar trend, where it's going to be really tough to score in the middle phase. But again, India, they have the luxury of players that can play that kind of game. They can look to, up the ante, but I just think there will be a lot of risk being taken. And I think I have to also second that the only way back for India would be to go past South Africa's score. I don't think allowing South Africa to come and bat another 2 sessions, you're going to, chase the runs in the 4th innings. But I feel the only way for India is to post a massive score in the first innings here and hopefully go like 100 ahead. And allow yourselves, maybe 2 sessions on the last day where the ball will start turning.